Hey, how's it going out there? Wow, today is a big day. We've been talking about this for months. This is the day that the North Node moves into Leo. And the North Node is our path of future karma. This is how we're moving forward, where we're going, how we're going to get there. And this is a big shift for us coming out of the North Node in Virgo. And so the North Node in Virgo the last year and a half has been about cleaning up, going to our shadow, figuring out, discriminating with all that Neptune square Saturn last year, figuring out what's the truth, what's real. And now we've just had this powerful Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde together, exploring what it is we missed, what did we need, what are we missing as we move forward into this new age. And so we are ready now with Venus back in Aries to stand up for the truth of who we are and what we want to do. So 2017 is the year to get the fire under your butt and get going on what it is you're here to do. And the energy is right. So it's a great time to take advantage of this energy. So just today, this North Node of future karma moved into the sign of Leo. Now the nodes move backwards, kind of like the ages. So it was in Virgo, now it's in Leo. So that means it's entered Leo at the end of Leo. So it's right there at 29 degrees Leo, and this is an energy of breakthrough in expression. So Leo, the energy of Leo that we're all moving into as our future karma with this shift, this next year and a half, Leo is the energizer, it's the expression, the part of us that wants to express the truth of who we really are, our creative gifts, our spiritual gifts, and bringing forward the truth of who we really are. So we have been incubating for the past 5 or 6 years from this Pluto-Uranus square, things just falling apart, falling away, and now we are having an opportunity to show what has happened. This is Leo wants to express, wants to shine. It's the leader, it's the child, and Leo wants to have fun. So this next period of time as we move into this summer and fall is great. The energy is just so perfect to get on your path, to feel like you can make adjustments in your life to support the truth of who you really are and your inner soul spiritual needs. Build a temple for yourself, for your light in your life, and host your divine essence. So I hope you can consider joining me for the Leadership and Abundance training that I'm starting on May 30th. This is a live class, and if you can't make the live classes, you can catch up on instant access to the replay. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of the chakras, the major chakras of the body, and the energies and belief systems that are in the way of us shining in this light, this what we came here into this world with, what we are living for. And so you can find out more about that at adrianelise.com, leadership-abundance. So that's a leadership and abundance training starting on May 30th. So let's talk about this Leo energy because it is moving into our life. What part of this North Node in Leo has to do with it's creating all these trine energies, fire trines, triangle of fire signs in the sky for 2017. This is the year of the fire rooster. So the fire is under our butt, and if we can take advantage of all this push astrologically to get us on our path, to reach inside of ourselves, to find those gifts, like what we really want to bring forward, this is the optimal time to do that. So this next set of time until August is going to be crucial for us to get our ducks in a row, get on our page with what we really care about, what we really want, and start to adjust our life, lay the groundwork for this new chapter. So what happens with what the North Node of the moon actually means is that's where the moon intersects, the axis of the moon intersects in astrology, in the signs. So when the nodes are lined up with where the moon is, like when the moon is going to be in Leo and Aquarius this year, that's when we're going to have eclipses. So the North Node and the South Node is now in Aquarius. That's when those are the signs we're going to have eclipses in. So this August is huge energy because on August 7th, we have a lunar eclipse in Aquarius. And then on August 21st, we have a total solar eclipse, and this is actually visible, the first one in a very long time, visible from the U.S., particularly the western U.S. And so we are moving into this time. So those eclipses in August are going to be that official start into the expression of this new you. And so the period leading up to this time is a great time to build a platform in your life that can support your gifts, the truth of who you are, rather than what society and everybody else has told you that you should be. Now, this is the deal about our gifts. Our gifts were often that they were the best part about us was often the worst part about us. What was best about us, the hard thing about us as children, and we're growing up, and what was the problem is actually our greatest gift. It's our individual sense of self. So it's time right now for humanity to stand up and claim these parts of ourselves and become whole in ourselves. This is a new era we're moving into, and it's called true abundance, where we are starting to value what's really valuable, which is these gifts, our internal blessings that we've worked over lifetimes to attain. The reason why we had the desire to incarnate in this lifetime. And so with this Leo energy, it's really time to move into the life that we've always dreamed of, this true abundance. And so when you're operating in true abundance, you're being a demonstration project, a living proof that of the divine, of this true abundance, showing the world, demonstrating to the world. So we're going to have ways that we bring forward these gifts, but ultimately it's not so much about what we're doing, it's about what we're being. Are we embodying our light? Are we hosting our light? Are we standing up for our light? Are we standing up for what's right, true, and real, and beautiful? And humanity has lost touch and has become so sick and so lost and from the true path of the spiritual evolution of humanity. But now we're having an opportunity to jump back on that appropriate timeline. So there is magic in the air, especially right now with this Mercury and Uranus hanging out in Aries, and that is triggering this Pluto-Uranus square. Now, Pluto and Uranus came together in the 60s and created explosive change, but those actual changes didn't show up until a few years after those planets came out of the conjunction. So that's where we are right now. We have not yet begun to see the effects of the generational changes, the breakdown, the unexpected things that are going on behind the surface, the breaking down of the structures of our life, behind the surface of our government, of our financial system, of our personal life. We have not had an outward expression. So when you're sick, first of all, you would get you would be most contagious, they say, before you actually show the symptoms. So illness is created, it happens in the energetic field before you actually have the symptoms. And so now we're going back. We're creating change on the planet, but we've had to go through this last 5 or 6 years of intense dynamic shifting. But that's not visible in 3D reality. 3D reality takes a while to change. And so this is the year, and this Leo energy is activating these new leaders. So when we're talking about true abundance, and we're talking about what really matters, it's like stack that money up and all those possessions and all of your degrees and everything. But when you're not in this body anymore, none of that shit is going to matter. What's going to matter is whether or not you accessed the truth of who you are and expressed it in this world, whether or not you were true to yourself. And so this is this true abundance. And when we're operating in true abundance, we move into this next chapter towards the Aquarian age. There's a different type of leader that's necessary. So it's going to be really beautiful to see our compassionate, empathic leaders come forward that are well-rounded people that see the truth of what really matters and be able to see the sides of all the stories and be able to stand up for what really matters in this life, in this world. Stand up for peace, stand up for harmony, stand up for spiritual growth, and stand up for this empathic, compassionate revolution. So these parts of ourselves that were wrong and bad, often as children, were the sensitive parts of ourselves, or the parts of ourselves that didn't fit into our gender roles, or the parts of ourselves that maybe freaked our parents out because our light was too bright. And now it's time. This is the indigo activation of the indigo generation and all of the subgroups of the indigo souls that are activating into their true potential, and our world is going to start looking different. And are you going to be a part of the change? Are you going to be that true abundance? And so one way to get into this energy is to jump into my live class, Leadership and Abundance Training, and find out what's in the way. Why aren't you living your truth? Find out the conditioning, the thought, the belief patterns, the inherited understandings, societal conditioning, and past life traumas that are keeping you from fully actualizing your light. So thank you so much for joining me on this exciting day of the North Node of the Moon moving into the sign of Leo, when we finally get to see and express what we're really about, humanity. So this is a beautiful journey, and I hope that you can enjoy the process of getting on your path. I'm Adrienne Elise, and I am here because I'm passionate about supporting people having an empowered awakening experience. It's happening, the energy is coming in, but can we do it in a harmonious way where we can grow together and support each other in our light in this new paradigm of true abundance? So thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the future. Check out my offerings at adrienneelise.com. Until next time, namaste.